Hey guys, I'm Nate Anime and welcome back to my channel. So finally, it seems that Rockstar has released a new trailer for the brand new update that will be coming out extremely soon. It will be coming out on July 20th, which is basically this Tuesday. So that's crazy on how early this DLC is coming out. And on top of that, this whole entire DLC is based on tuners, like JDM type cars. Obviously they'll have some muscle cars and a couple of German whips in there as well, but this is basically the type of DLC technically for car people like me and for probably people like you as well. But also with this having brand new tuner cars and having a whole little tuner atmosphere and whatnot, this also raises the chances for Itasha vehicles being added, or at least Itasha wraps being added for some of these vehicles. And some of these vehicles are actually cars I would have never suspected Rockstar would have added, so good on Rockstar for once. I actually have to admit, these cars that they have in here are pretty lit. It's much better from the regular old standard boring supercars that we see getting added into the game. It gets a little bit repetitive after a while, so it is a bit refreshing to see a whole bunch of JDM tuner German cars just added into the game for once, instead of just a whole bunch of boring cookie cutter supercars. That, to me, I just don't really like supercars that much personally. I just don't. Now, with all that being said, I have decided to check out this DLC. I want to see what it's all about, because I do think that this DLC is looking very promising. So I will be checking out this DLC, and I will be doing that on my channel. It's been a long time since I've covered a Grand Theft Auto Online DLC. I originally stopped doing Grand Theft Auto Online DLCs because, one, they were repetitive, and two, I just didn't feel like doing them anymore. They just were not interesting to me at all. But this DLC actually looks very promising, so I do plan to check out this DLC, and I do actually plan on doing all the cars. Normally I only do cars that are normally, have Itasha wraps on them, because I figured, even though I'm not going to do Grand Theft Auto Online DLCs anymore, I'll still cover any cars that come with Itasha designs. So that's why all the Grand Theft Auto Online content that you see on my channel is all Itasha cars related. So I will be doing all the cars on here that will come out for this DLC, because, one, I do want to check all these cars out, because I'm just really interested to see how this DLC goes, because it really looks good. So in this video, I want to start off by pointing out all 17 vehicles that will be coming in this DLC. Some of these vehicles, for some strange reason, were missed by a lot of these clickbaity YouTubers, so I'm going to try to point them all out to you guys. Also, I kind of want to predict which of these vehicles will have Itasha wraps and which ones don't. Something I want to say before we start, all these vehicles are screenshotted from Rockstar's Newswire that just came out, along with the trailer that they also released too. So all these cars can be found on your own if you don't believe me. Alright, so yeah, I want to start off with the most shocking cars that I would have never expected to see in Grand Theft Auto Online. And this one right here is the Unus Remus, which is based off of a early 90s Nissan Silvia S13. Now, this is a car I definitely did not expect to see in this game at all, but it always has been kind of on my mind why this car has not been in the game. If this car will have Itasha, I think it will. I actually think it will. We have a chance. It is a JDM type car, so it would be cool and nice to have an Itasha wrap. But also take in mind, there are a lot of other JDM cars in this game that do not have Itasha wrap, so just take that into mind. Okay, next car up is the Dinka RT3000, which is based off of the Honda S2000. This is a car that I definitely didn't see coming at all. Will this car have Itasha liveries? Maybe, but do expect to have a little bit of Fast and Furious references, in specific to Suki's car from Too Fast, Too Furious, so who knows. That livery might replace what could have been an Itasha wrap, so just keep that in mind. Alright, this one right here is the Karen Futo GTX. So yeah, this is basically a Karen Futo with a hatch and pop-up headlights, which is based off of the Toyota Sprinter Torino AE86. Will we see an Itasha livery with this? I sure hope so, because the normal Karen Futo has an Itasha livery with it. Also, I hope that this car comes with a Initial D style wrap that will be like a little bit of a reference to Initial D, hopefully, because the current Karen Futo does not. Alright, so this vehicle right here is the Volcar Warner HKR. This vehicle is actually based off of two vehicles. The first vehicle that it's based off of is a Datsun Sunny Truck, and the second vehicle that's also based off of is the Nissan Skyline Hakosuko. It has the front end of the Nissan Skyline front end attached to it. I think this is in certain cases a modification that can be done to the real life version of the Datsun Sunny Truck. Now, do I think this vehicle will have an Itasha livery? Actually, I don't think it will. I know it's JDM and all, but as I stated before, just because it is a Japanese car or JDM does not mean it's going to get an Itasha livery. Alright, this vehicle right here is the Dinka Jester RR. This vehicle is based off of the Toyota A90 Supra that just came out. I am 100% surprised this vehicle is in the game, and how close it is to the real life thing. Rockstar is really cutting it close when it comes to copying manufacturers of cars like this. Now, will this car have a Itasha livery on it? I personally think it's a 50-50, because as you can see in this picture right here, there's already a reference to a Fast and Furious, but yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, now this vehicle is the Unus Urus, a returning vehicle from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, as well as technically the clean version of the Unus ZR380 that was introduced with the Arena Wars DLC. This vehicle is based off of the Nissan 350Z as well as the Nissan 370Z. Will this vehicle have an Itasha? I think so. In fact, I'm going out to say that this particular vehicle might actually have a shiny wasabi kitty, because I think it would just fit the car very well. Alright, so this vehicle right here is the Vapid Dominator GTT. Again, Rockstar has added another Dominator into the game. So many Ford Mustangs, I don't understand why. All of them are crap anyway, which maybe that's Rockstar saying something. But yeah, another Vapid Dominator added to the game, which is based off of a 1960s Mustang. So that's what it's based off of, and honestly, it's not gonna have an Itasha on it. I highly doubt a vehicle like this in Grand Theft Auto is going to have an Itasha livery. Alright, this next vehicle right here is the Unus ZR350, a returning vehicle from GTA San Andreas. This car is based off of the Mazda RX-7 FD. Now, when it comes to this car, expect it to have a lot of Fast and Furious references, of course, and when it comes to the Itasha, I think it'll be 50-50. We might get an Itasha for this vehicle, we might not. Who knows, but only time will tell. Alright, this vehicle right here is the Obey Tailgater S. Basically a more sporty version of Michael's car. This car is based off of the Audi RS3. This is actually a really nice car. I wouldn't mind picking up myself, but I don't think it will have any Itasha on it. As cool as it looks, I don't think it will have one, even though with the Ocelot Jugular it did kind of surprise me on that, but still though, I don't really expect any Itasha coming from this vehicle. Alright, so this car right here is the Karen Calico GTF, which is based off of the Toyota Celica, or Celica, some people pronounce it differently. This car was actually teased first when Rockstar was giving out little hints to the new DLC. So what do I think about this car when it comes to Itasha liveries? I think this is probably a really good candidate for an Itasha livery. Also expect this car to have a lot of rally liveries, as the Toyota Celica is a rally car. Alright, these next couple of vehicles don't have names, but they were spotted in the trailer and Newswire, and they are new vehicles. Alright, this vehicle right here is the Karen Sultan Classic, but looks like in this picture right here, it's a two-door version of the Karen Sultan Classic, which will probably get called maybe a Karen Sultan Classic RS, who knows. But I really do like this vehicle. This is actually one of my favorite vehicles. I trapped this vehicle hard. Hopefully this time around they add an Itasha livery with this two-door version, since the four-door version that we currently have in the game does not have an Itasha livery whatsoever. Alright, so we have two pictures for this vehicle. This vehicle appears to be another version of the Vapid Dominator. Again, I don't know why we have to have more Dominators in the game, but Rockstar is adding more Dominators. I don't know it truly the name of this vehicle, but I can say it is based off of like an early 2000s like Mustang Celine, I believe. Obviously this won't have an Itasha on it, but I do think this will have some Fast and Furious references, since this vehicle was in the Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay, next up we have two vehicles in this picture actually. The P-Fister something. I'm gonna say it's based off of a Porsche Cayman, because it does kind of look like a Porsche Cayman of such. And then we have another vehicle in the back that we don't actually know a name of. It does have the Karen logo, so it's going to be some type of Toyota something. A lot of people have actually speculated and said that this car is actually an Lexus RCF, which, yeah, it does kind of look like an Lexus RCF. However, to me, in my opinion, I think it actually looks more like a Toyota GT86 or a Subaru BRZ. So as for the Porsche Cayman looking car, I don't think it will have an Itasha livery on it. But as for the Karen Toyota GT86 looking car, I think there will definitely be an Itasha livery for it, especially since in real life this car does get the Itasha treatment a lot. And while we're on this particular picture, we might as well go on to the next car that's on the right of both the P-Fister and the Karen car, and go over to this car over here, which looks to be a brand new Uber Mach. Probably another Sentinel, maybe, who knows. Now, you may not be able to notice it from this picture, but from this picture right here, you can see it kind of has a livery that's very similar to the Most Wanted M3 from Need for Speed Most Wanted. Now, obviously, the color of this car is pink, because of probably copyright reasons and whatnot, but the livery itself is actually the same color. Obviously, you could just go in and change the color to white when you actually buy and purchase the car. This car, I think, is based off of the BMW M2, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's what it kind of looks like to me. Will this car have an Itasha livery? It might actually have an Itasha livery, because there are other Uber Mach vehicles that actually have Itasha liveries on it, so it's a 50-50, but I think it might actually have one. Alright, so this is possibly vehicle number 17, and I only say this because it's the only vehicle that stood out in the whole entire trailer in the newswire. It's very, very, very covered up in the shadows, but it is some type of muscle car, maybe the Class A type of vehicle of sorts, who knows. But this is a car I'm actually speculating is the 17th car. I might be wrong, who knows. It might be some really cool and really awesome secret car that we have no idea that Rockstar might actually be hiding from us, so who knows. But it looks like this could be the car. Alright, and I believe that is all 17 vehicles that will be released in this update. At launch, 10 vehicles will be available, and then I'm going to assume that the rest of the vehicles will probably be drip fed, or you may have to win them through an event, who knows. But that's all 17 vehicles that I can find and spot out. I'm very excited for this DLC, and as I said before, I will be covering this DLC as much as I can. And it's kind of funny because I actually have lots of other content coming out this week, but Rockstar decided to release this DLC earlier than I expected, so I am kind of surprised by that. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys are excited for this DLC. If you are, let me know down in the comments below. But until next time, or basically when the DLC comes out, I will see you guys then.